Hey everyone, welcome back to Stag VOICEOVER. My name is Neil Glasgow. So in today's video, what I wanted to talk to you about was something that, to be fair, is really important and something that I think a lot of people overlook. So let's get into it. So one of the things that I think gets really overlooked sometimes in the voiceover industry is collaboration. And what I mean by that is working with people who might not be able to pay you for your work. Now, what I'm not talking about is places like Casting Call Club or other websites where you can go and do pro bono work. There's a lot of that out there. Casting Call Club is absolutely one, and I do recommend you go. It's great for character work development. But even on Voice123, they have zero budget projects. I think Voices.com do it. Lots of sites do zero budget projects. Those aren't what I'm talking about. So let me give you an example of a real life collaboration example. Very dumb. What I do regularly, and I've talked about this before, is I send out my demos and emails and essentially network as much as I can to as wide an audience as I can. And that includes sometimes other voiceover artists. Now, I'll tell you this. There are some voice artists out there, some voice actors out there that are very precious about their little corner of the pie. And sometimes you'll get a reaction from other voiceover artists if you reach out to them, and it's like you've stole their puppy. Other people, more collaborative people, do tend to actually respond fairly positively. And I've had this maybe a dozen or so times just over the last year where I've reached out to another voiceover artist because I've had something that maybe they might be interested in. I often get asked for other people who I know work in the industry who need, the creative director might need someone with a Welsh accent or a Nigerian accent, a male who can do blah, blah, something I can't do. And I'm always keen to expand my network to be able to say, do you know what, I can't help you, but maybe I know someone who can. And in doing these collaborative projects, I've had it sent back to me as well. So recently, recently I'm talking this month, February 2021, I've had 3 different opportunities to collaborate on a project. One has been for a copywriter, actually, who was doing a piece, rather, on people in the arts and what they've done to adapt to life during and after COVID. And she wanted me to support her on that. I gave her a bit of an interview. I directed her towards some other people I knew in the industry, so cameramen and creative directors and producers, people who have struggled. That person has now gone on. They've published their magazine. They've published their article in a magazine. That magazine article has been picked up. It's been circulated, and it's something that just she needed some help. I provided that help, and actually I was even featured in the magazine. That then drives traffic towards myself. Not the reason I did it, but it's nice that happens. Another very recent thing is, again, I've been approached because of some of the videos that I've made talking about doing voiceover on YouTube. I've had one of the major platforms out there interview me about doing YouTube voiceover. And again, might lead to something, might lead to absolutely nothing. But they contacted me and asked me if I'd be involved because, I'm an expert in that particular area. I do a lot of voiceover on YouTube, and essentially it's much the same as the content that I send out to you. How do people get involved in that? Because that's something they might offer as a platform. And I was very comfortable to do it because I'll talk about it when or if it's ever released, but it's a free site. They didn't pay me to do it, and actually they're not going to charge you to do it. So I was comfortable there. And another one, and this is the one that made me really want to make this video, because this has happened to me more than once throughout my career, where I've sent my demo out to someone who's actually trying to create something. Now, this person's actually got a video game on the go, and this has happened with a couple of video games where I'll send my information out and they've come back to me, very positively. Doesn't always happen, but, it happens occasionally. Come back to me very positively saying, yeah, I've got a voice that would be ideal for this particular character. Would I mind doing a read for them? And that read is then used to actually go and potentially get funding for that game. It's used potentially to sell the game, whatever it might be. But again, these are not paying jobs. These are people saying, do you know what? If I can get this on the ground, I'm going to bring you along. And that's the message. Wherever you can, wherever I can, this is how I like to work. If I can help someone, I do. Now, that's not saying I'll always bend over backwards and I'm a yes man and I never say no. I say no all the time. If I can help someone, if it doesn't massively impact what I'm doing, if I've got the bandwidth, if it's not going to be detrimental to anything I'm going to do, of course I'm going to help someone out, because they're going to create something. It might not be the thing that you're working on now, but they'll remember you and come back to you more than once. I promise you. People like to work, with people they like, but people that they can depend on. And if you are someone who generously, for lack of a better term, generously gives of your time to help someone just because they asked, that really goes such a long way in our business, and it really goes such a long way, I think, in most industries and with most people, that it will come back to you in some sort of positive way. Even if it is, do you know what, you did a little work on a video game. Might not have even been made, that video game, but you've got a little bit of experience doing that sort of thing. Collaboration is a great thing for startups, for lack of a better term. I'm saying that a lot. It's the sort of thing, if I give you an example, you've seen Adam Sandler movies, or you've heard of Adam Sandler movies, and there's a trope that goes about that Adam Sandler always hires his friends. Yeah, why wouldn't you do that? If you've got a good group of people that you can depend on, rely on, and like to work with, why wouldn't you put them in all your content? It's kind of the same thing I'm talking about here. If you know and work with and can relate to and send work to and collaborate with, there's the word, I keep saying it, collaborate with all these people, you never know where that could take your career, but you never know what impact you could have on their career. And over the years, I have had the privilege to help people along in their career just because I can. And that has come back to me for work. It's come back to me for referrals. It's come back to me in numerous ways. And I encourage you to do the same. I think there would be more opportunities out there for people when they can just help someone out. Now, what I'm not talking about you doing is a 20-page read for no money. That's not the point. If you can do a little bit to help a little bit, I really do. I encourage you to do that. And do you know what? I hope someone does that for you, and I hope that you pay it forward and you do it for someone as well. That's what this channel is all about. Imparting any and all knowledge, it's up there somewhere, that I have to kind of help you get out there. And one of the best things that I've ever done in my career is help people and just collaborate. So that's the last time I'll say that word. If you've liked the video, give it a like and subscribe. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the sites. The wider the message gets out there, I think the better everyone will do. And remember, you can absolutely be a collaborative voiceover. I'll see you in the next video.